Friends, if you are new to crypto or are getting back to crypto after a long time, you might be wondering how to use this thing called Metamask. Now, Metamask is a wallet that allows you to save your own crypto, be it tokens like Solana or Ethereum or Optimism, any of these. You can store it yourself. You can store it on a browser extension, so you can store it on your computer, or you can do it using the Metamask mobile app. Over here today, we are learning how to use Metamask. So I will show you A to Z of using Metamask, and probably I will also do a test transaction for you. Now, the first thing I have done is I've come to metamask.io, the official website of Metamask, and I will click the Get Metamask button. This is the only place from where I will ever install Metamask. If anyone sends you an app directly, never click on it. Always go to the official website and then navigate to the installation screen. So I have now installed Metamask on my browser over here. I'm going to click on the extensions tab over here. This works on Chrome, Firefox, Brave, all of these. I'm going to pin this over here on the top, so I can now see my Phantom wallet and Metamask right next to each other. Now, if you have an existing wallet, there is a way to start using it. I have another video on how to do that. And this is create a new wallet. So I'm going to click that. Now, there is an option to use Google and Apple login over here. I do not use them. I prefer having a SRP, which is a secret recovery phrase. That is because this is how I keep the keys in my control. It is extremely crucial that you save your secret recovery phrase properly, and I prefer securing my crypto this way. Now, before we begin, we have to set up a password to access the Metamask installation on the browser, but this password is local to your system. The actual crypto protection is done using the secret recovery phase. So I will just enter a password over here and proceed. If I lose the password, Metamask can't reset it. That is true. So I've created this password. Now, when I click reveal, these 12 words are what actually secure my crypto. You're never supposed to display it like this on a YouTube video, but sure, I'm doing it for you. So do like the video for that reason. I've clicked continue. Now I have to verify 3 of these words to proceed. The first one is hello. The third one is long. And the 10th one is task. Perfect. Now, what kind of user data do you want Metamask to collect? I don't want them to collect anything. So I'm going to deselect this and click continue. Now my wallet is ready. I click done. And you can see the wallet is ready over here. I can also click this and look at the more familiar interface for the wallet. So let's just do this. So this is what the wallet looks like. Now let's understand the basics of this wallet. There are a few concepts that you need to understand. First up, Metamask allows you to store crypto, receive it, send it, swap it. There are some DeFi options now. There is staking in here. There is NFT. There's a lot of things happening over here. Let us simply first understand what is called an account. Within your wallet, you can have multiple accounts. Now, these accounts are basically sub-accounts within the same wallet. So the same secret recovery phrase will protect all of these accounts. And if you want to segregate your funds, you can do it using different accounts. But do remember, each account is a separate wallet for the blockchain. So your gas fees in each wallet needs to be separately loaded. If you do not understand or do not know the need for having separate accounts, there is no need to create more accounts or add accounts over here. Whenever you start using it with a simple one account. Now over here, you can see I have option for, say, a token like Ethereum. When I click on Ethereum, I can see its current price and chart. I can click on receive to receive Ethereum, in which case the Ethereum address is shown over here. I can see it as a QR code over here, or I can copy it as an address. Now remember this is Ethereum on the Ethereum chain. You can see the Ethereum logo inside. Now you can receive Ethereum on different chains. So let's understand chains and how they work inside Metamask. If you see, if I scroll down over here, there is also Ethereum over here, but this time it is on the Optimism chain, the OP chain. So if I click receive over here, I will receive the same address, but I should ask anyone sending across this token to send it on the Optimism chain. So those will be on the same address, but the chain matters. Now Ethereum can be on the Ethereum chain, on the Arbitrum chain, you can see it's on the Arbitrum chain over here, and it can be on the Optimism chain. This used to be much simpler in the old MetaMask interface where you could select your chains manually, but right now your tokens across chains are visible in a single interface. If you look at this drop down over here, you can select a popular network. So if I, for example, just select Optimism over here, I will only see tokens within Optimism, and if I want to add a token, I can refresh list, or I can import token and just write a name for a token. So I can write OP itself on Optimism and add it over here, and it will be imported. Now when you are on the Optimism network over here, you can see the network we have selected is Optimism. The gas fees is paid in Ethereum. So if you are going to transact anything out of this wallet, you will need some Ethereum balance to pay the gas. But if you want to receive something, you can receive it directly on any of the tokens. But if you want to receive a token, you can directly receive that token. But when you want to send it out or swap for all transactions, you will need some Ethereum balance. Now, if you want to receive Ethereum from someone or Optimism from someone, you have the receive tab over here, and you can get your addresses over here. So let me do a test transaction and show you how this works. I will do it between my own two wallets. So let's move to a live account to do this. Over here now, I have another MetaMask installation. Over here, you will see I have added two wallets inside MetaMask. So this is my wallet 1 with a small balance, and this is my wallet 2 with a slightly larger balance. I'm going to go to my account 1, and you will notice in account 1, if I just select my network as Optimism, I have some Ethereum balance here. I can go to import token and import OP as a token over here, and let me now receive OP. So if I just go back and I say receive, let me select my OP address, and I go to my second wallet now, and over here I have some Optimism balance and some Ethereum balance for gas. So I'll click on Optimism, I'll click send. I've pasted the to address, and the amount over here, I have 90 OP available. Say I enter 10 over here, which is worth 3.78 USD. I'll click continue. You can see I am sending from my wallet to account 1 to wallet 1 account 1 over here. In your case, if you're sending it to a third party, you will see their wallet address over here. The network is OP, interacting directly with OP over here. This is the network fee, and this is the speed. Now, if I confirm this will go ahead and this transaction would have happened. So you can see over here, my balance in account 1 has increased, and you can see I have received some OP over here. So my previous balance was 0, and now I have some OP. If I go into my activity, in some time this would refresh, and this transaction will also start showing. So over here, this is how you do a receive transaction. So send and receive is extremely clear. Now let's also understand how a swap transaction works. Now if I want to transfer this OP balance to Ethereum, I will again click Optimism and I will click swap. Now within my wallet, what I am doing is I am swapping all of my OP, which is 10 of them, to either USDC, or I can click on this and say transfer it to my Ethereum. So now I am doing the swap from OP to Ethereum, and I will click swap. You can see slippage is 2. There is no network fee attached over here, which is great. Generally MetaMask does charge a fee, but yes, you can see the MetaMask fee of 0.8575% is right here. So I can click on swap, and the swap will go through. So this swap is pending. Optimism is generally very fast. So when I go to my tokens, this becomes 0, and the entire balance is now on Ethereum. That's how you swap a token inside MetaMask. Now, one more thing you need to know about MetaMask. Of course, right now, if you look at all popular networks, you can also import Solana over here. So which is great. Previously for Solana, we used to use the Phantom wallet. Now it can be within Ethereum, and it can be protected by the same seed phrase that you have. Now, these seed phrases that we wrote down, this protects my wallet. You should write it down in a piece of paper. Don't store it digitally. There are many ways of storing seed phrases properly. But do remember, if you forget the password for your wallet, it is fine. But these 12 words are your security. Never forget it. Never share it with anyone. Keep it safe. Make multiple copies. This is extremely important. I see several comments from you about losing your seed phrase. Unfortunately, if you lose your seed phrase and you are logged out of your system, or you forget the password, you will lose access to your crypto. So the moment you make your wallet, secure these seed phrases properly. What else do you want to learn about MetaMask? Do let me know in the comments section. This is the MetaMask tutorial for you, and I hope you have subscribed to the channel.